The Toll Booth Part I. The Glass Cage. The Pennsylvania Turnpike didn't sleep, but at 3:45 a.m., it definitely held its breath. Sam sat inside Booth 4. It was a 6x6 glass box that smelled permanently of stale menthol cigarettes, diesel fumes, and the sharp, chemical scent of the de-icing salt they sprayed on the asphalt. He had a small space heater buzzing at his feet, its orange coils glowing like the eyes of a dying animal. It was fighting a losing battle against the draft, slicing through the sliding window's rubber seal. Sam was 62. He had the thick, calloused hands of a man who had spent 40 years at the rolling mill, guiding hot steel. Now those hands mostly held a styrofoam cup of lukewarm coffee. He took this job 6 months ago, after his wife, Martha, passed. The silence in his house was too loud. It woke him up. Here, at least, he had the rhythm of the road. Whoosh. An 18-wheeler blew past in the easy pass lane. The booth shook on its foundation. Sam didn't flinch. He just watched the red taillights disappear into the swirling white void. It was snowing hard now. Big, wet flakes that stuck to the glass, turning the world into a blurred watercolor painting of gray and black. Sam checked his watch. The second hand swept past the 12. 3 hours and 14 minutes left. Then, headlights detached themselves from the darkness of the cash lane. They were yellow and dim, one aimed slightly lower than the other. A 2004 Toyota Camry rusted around the wheel wells like a bad scab. Snow was piled high on the roof, the mark of a driver who left in a hurry and didn't look back. The car rolled to a stop, brakes squealing a high-pitched protest. Sam slid the window open. The cold air slapped him in the face, carrying the smell of unburnt gasoline. $4.50, Sam said. His voice was automatic. He didn't look at the driver immediately. He looked at the register screen. 1 second, a voice said. Sam looked out. It was a girl. She couldn't have been more than 20. She was wearing a gray hoodie that looked 2 sizes too big, the sleeves pulled down over her knuckles. Her hair was messy, shoved under a beanie. But it was the interior of the car that Sam noticed first. Part declined. The back seat was a graveyard of hasty decisions. Black garbage bags, stuffed to bursting, were jammed against the windows. A lamp with the shade crooked, a guitar case wedged at an angle. On the passenger seat, a cell phone lay face down, vibrating against the leather. Psst, psst, psst. She ignored it. I have it, she muttered, her voice tight. I swear I have it. She was digging through the center console. Sam saw gum wrappers, old receipts, a tube of mascara. Her hands were shaking. Not just a shiver from the cold, a tremor. She finally fished out a debit card. It was blue, the plastic peeling at the corner. She handed it to him. Sam noticed her fingernails, bitten down to the quick. He took the card. The plastic felt ice cold. He swiped it through the reader. Processing. Sam waited. The girl watched the machine like it was a bomb defusal timer. Beep, declined. Sam didn't say anything. He swiped it again, slower this time. Sometimes the magnetic strip got wet. Beep, declined. He looked at her. It's not taking it, miss. The girl's face went pale. In the harsh fluorescent light of the toll plaza, she looked translucent. Try it again, she whispered. Please. I just got gas in Ohio. It worked in Ohio. Machine says issuer rejection, Sam said softly. Usually means the bank froze it. The girl stopped breathing for a second. She looked at the face-down phone on the seat. It had stopped buzzing, but the silence it left behind felt heavy. He canceled it, she said. She wasn't talking to Sam. She was talking to the dashboard. He woke up and he canceled it. She looked in the rearview mirror. Her eyes were wide, scanning the dark highway behind her. The snow was falling faster, filling the tire tracks she had just made. "I can't go back," she said, her voice rising in pitch. "I can't turn around. Is there a place to turn around?" "Not legally," Sam said, "and you don't want to try it in this weather." Part 3, The Gate. "You got cash?" Sam asked. "Change? Anything?" She grabbed a small coin purse from the door panel and dumped it onto her lap. Quarters, pennies, a button, a paperclip. She counted it with frantic, clumsy fingers. "I have $2.10 and a Canadian quarter." "Toll is $4.50, Sam said. She looked up at him. Tears were pooling in her eyes, hot and angry. "I can give you my watch," she said, fumbling with her wrist. It was a cheap plastic thing. "Or, I have a spare tire. I just need the gate up, please." Sam looked at the gate. It was just a piece of painted wood, striped red and white, a mechanical arm. But right now, it was a wall. Behind the Toyota, far down the highway, 2 bright lights appeared. High beams, moving fast. The girl saw them in the mirror. She flinched as if she'd been struck. Her hand flew to the ignition key. She revved the engine. The old Toyota coughed and roared. She was calculating the distance. She was thinking about ramming the gate. "Don't do it," Sam said. His voice was sharp, cutting through the noise of the engine. She looked at him, wild-eyed. "He's coming. That might be him." "If you break that gate, the alarm trips," Sam said. "State troopers sit 2 miles up. They'll have you boxed in before you hit the exit. You don't want the cops involved in this." "I don't have a choice," she cried. The tears spilled over now, tracking through the grime on her cheeks. "I can't be here when that car pulls up." Sam looked at the approaching headlights in the distance. They were getting bigger. He looked at the girl's hands. He looked at the bruise blooming yellow and purple just under her jawline, poorly hidden by the hoodie. He remembered the night his daughter called him from a gas station in Pittsburgh 3 years ago. She had been crying so hard he couldn't understand her. He remembered the feeling of helplessness, standing in his kitchen, holding the phone, unable to reach through the wire. He couldn't help his daughter then. He was too far away, but he was here now. Sam reached into his chest pocket. He pulled out his own employee pass. It was a white card on a retractable lanyard. Part 4. Green light. Green light. "Hey," Sam said. "Look at me." The girl turned, her hand still gripping the gear shift. She was shaking so hard the whole car seemed to vibrate. Sam leaned halfway out of the booth, ignoring the snow hitting his face. He tapped his card against the reader on the outside wall. Beep. The screen flashed. Employee voucher paid. The red light overhead snapped to green. The striped gate lifted slowly, the gears grinding a rhythmic clack-clack-clack in the cold air. The girl froze. She looked at the open lane, then she looked back at Sam. Her expression wasn't relief, not yet. It was confusion. "Why?" she asked. "I don't—" "Shift ends at 7, Sam said gruffly. He slid the window closed a few inches, shielding his face. "I don't want to fill out the paperwork for a stalled car. Too much typing." It was a lie. A bad one. The girl stared at him for a second longer, a moment of connection in a world of static. "Thank you," she breathed. The words were barely a ghost of a sound. "Go," Sam said. He nodded toward the road. "Drive safe. The bridge freezes before the road. Watch the bridge." She nodded. She wiped her face with her sleeve, shoved the transmission into drive, and the rusted Toyota lurched forward. She didn't speed. She drove through the gate carefully. Sam watched her go. He watched the red taillights fade into the white curtain of the storm, getting smaller and smaller, until they were just a memory of color in the dark. Chatipart Fifi echoes. The headlights behind her finally pulled up to the booth. It wasn't a monster. It wasn't a chasing husband. It was a minivan with a baby on board sticker and a roof rack. A tired father rolled down the window. The blast of heat from his car smelled of McDonald's fries and stale milk. "What was the holdup?" the man asked, handing Sam a $5 bill. "She fall asleep or something?" Sam took the bill. He smoothed it out on the counter. "Just lost," Sam said. His voice was steady. She was just a little lost. He handed the man 50 cents change. The minivan drove off, its tires crunching on the fresh snow. Sam closed the window tight. He turned up the space heater to the max setting. The booth was quiet again, but the silence felt different now. It wasn't the empty, hollow silence of his house. It felt occupied. Sam took a sip of his coffee. It was stone cold, but he drank it anyway. He looked out at the tire tracks the girl had left. The snow was already filling them in, erasing the evidence that she had ever been stopped there. She made it through, Sam thought. She's moving. He leaned back in his chair. He watched the snow fall, hypnotic and endless. For the first time in 6 months, Sam didn't feel like he was just waiting for the sun to come up. He checked his watch. 2 hours and 45 minutes left. Each of us has nights when it seems that the barrier is down, the map is blocked, and there is only darkness behind us. If this story reminded you of how important it is to sometimes just open the way for someone, even if it's against the rules, leave a like or comment. It will be our signal to each other in the dark. And subscribe if you want to hear more stories about people who keep going even when they can't see the road. See you at the next shift.